It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify in these majors. You got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now. And you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the Pips, the Players, the Hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it was nice to end the series with some nice wins here. We were on the T-Wolves Mavericks over the number. The game sailed over the number. We hit a bunch of in-games. We hit 2 in-game totals. We had the Dallas Mavericks +5, and we had the Dallas Mavericks +170 on the money line. So it's a nice way to end this. They've got the Western Conference trophy right now. Pretty nice looking trophy, actually. Very shiny. Very shiny. Patrick Dumont, Mavericks governor. You figure this is where Mark Cuban would be front and center, right? But I don't know who this dude is. And it's, of course, in the NHL, when you win the conference championship, as it's known, a lot of teams, although modern players don't really believe in superstition, but I wouldn't be touching the trophy. Like, if I was a Dallas Maverick player, I wouldn't touch this thing. I'd look at it, I'd be like, hey, that's super cool. I'd take a picture of it. And like, you know what I mean? Down the road, whatever. You know what I mean? I'd say, hey, look at this. It's pretty cool. But right now, you know, you're not here for this trophy. This trophy is just the appetizer, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like a food critic writing a review of the soup. It's like, no, this is just the soup. It used to be a big thing in hockey, but a couple of teams don't believe in it and whatever. It's not a stone cold lock. You'll lose if you touch the conference trophy after you win. But remember Sidney Crosby wouldn't go near. A lot of guys are like, yeah, whatever. Thank you, Commissioner, but no, thanks, but no thanks. So we've got a point spread for game one. We gave it a series price. Let's give you we'll give you what we got here right now. The Boston Celtics, Thursday night. This is next Thursday. And we're going to be coming on live right after the games, right? So there's going to be like a schedule, whatever. The NBA Finals, we're going to be preempted a little bit. Basically, in-game live will run, and we'll come on after the game. The game's going to end right before midnight. And, so there's only going to be 1 hour of rage a couple of nights. It's only a couple of times in the series, but it's, I don't know, depending how long the series goes. But we'll keep you up to date about that next week. But we will be on next Thursday night after the game. So the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics next Thursday. Next Thursday is CFL kickoff, too. Big night next Thursday. The Boston Celtics are 6-point favorites. The total is 214.5. I was curious about the total. You know, both teams like to get up and down the floor in different ways. The Mavericks' pace is slower than the Celtics, but they're still an explosive offense with Kyrie and with Luka. This series here, we know what Luka's going to do, right? Luka, this guy's got ice in his veins. He's in better shape now, and look, you know, the dividends are paying off. And, you know, he's just a flat-out superstar, this guy. Some people are becoming superstars. They're stars. This guy's a superstar, point blank. You know, one of the best players I've ever seen play, right? And now he's going to the finals. You know, I'm not saying, you know, Luka might have a bad game or so, but Luka's going to bring it. The guy averaged 32.4 points a game in the Western Conference Finals, just won the MVP. They just gave him the trophy. So he's going to score 30 a game type of deal. Let's just say, you know, it's 29, 32, whatever. He's going to score 30 a game. The role players, I think, on the Mavericks, what's different about this Maverick team, some of these guys are young, which I like. They don't care about past failures. They're not nervous. It's like the goalie on the Canucks, Seelovs, the kid. Yeah, whatever. Hey, they asked him, are you nervous playing in the NHL playoffs? He said, no more so than when I play for Latvia and for my country. No. He said, hockey's hockey. And he even said, it reminded me of when I was in Latvia in the playoffs, right? Like, you know, a game is a game. When you get older, you start to think about things more. So I like these young guys. I like their attitude, their swagger. They don't overthink things, the Mavericks. But for me, the big key for the Dallas Mavericks is going to be the gentleman that Ernie Johnson's talking to right now. That's Kyrie Irving. All right, if Kyrie Irving brings it, and we know we're going to get 30 from Luka, if Kyrie can just, you know, be consistent and drop 25, and in the first quarter, he had 4 points, then he dropped another 32 after. Kyrie's been on fire. Kyrie can't let the emotions of going back to Boston get the best of him, because they're going to come hard, all right? They're going to come hard after him. There's going to be chants. It's going to get ugly. You know, Portnoy and Barstool dudes are already making videos and going after him and stuff, right? Like, it's going to get hostile. He's got to sort of, like, not tune it out, because it's going to be impossible to tune out, but to channel it in the right way. Don't let it, you know, don't start taking bad shots. Don't start getting into it with the crowd and chirping back with them and stuff. Stay focused and get the last laugh by beating them, and then you can chirp all you want, baby. That's how, like I said the other night, hey, once you win, I got no problem what you say. You got the trophy, you got the cigar, you got the blunt, you got the booze, and you can, hey, go on your podcast and you can throw everyone under the bus. But you got to win first, right? So that, to me, that's what's fascinating about this. Can Kyrie stay grounded, not get baited into this with Boston? You can argue, listen, Boston are a deeper team than Dallas are. They're loaded with stars. Drew Holiday, to me, is a big difference maker. I know people will talk about Derek White being like such a maker for him, but like the Drew Holiday. He's not exactly the same player he was, but Drew's a big-time, big-game player. I knew when the Bucks lost him, it was going to hurt him. Like, he's just one of those guys. He's a winner, right? He's not Robert Horry because he's, better to, you know what I mean? But he's just a guy. He's going to be at the right place at the right time all the time, just because he knows where to be. It's not by luck. He can play defense. He can, he can hit a big shot for you under pressure and stuff, little baskets here and there. Fascinating series, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have to wait a week for it. So, but we got point spreads, and we'll see how this moves around early. So the Celtics are -6. The money line is -240 for the Celtics. The Mavericks are +198 on the money line. The total is 214.5. As far as the NBA Finals MVP odds are concerned, Jason Tatum is -130. Luka Doncic is +200. Jaylen Brown is +600. Kyrie Irving is 24-1. So Luka is +200. as good as Kyrie Irving is, the media doesn't like him. So if the Mavericks win, Luka will win the MVP. But you're not really getting much more, right? You know, we're doing a comparison, the price shopping here, so to speak. So, like, if you're getting plus 180 on the series, now it's plus 185. There's no big value of saying, oh, I'll take Luka Doncic to win the MVP at plus 200. But, you know, we're going to have this. I'm going to ask our guests this throughout the week. Is Boston that much better than Dallas? You know, yes and no. I think the metrics say that they are. I think the record says that they are. I think if you look at the rosters and you're like, yeah, this Boston team on paper is a better team than Dallas is. And I'm not taking anything away from the Boston Celtics, and I was the one that's defended them when everybody talks about, oh, everybody was hurt, that they played and all that. I don't take that away from them. But at the same point in time, it is true. I don't blame them for it, but it is true. Like, the Boston Celtics really sort of got, I'm not going to say a free pass. They didn't get a free pass. But this is a step up in class now for the Boston Celtics. And we've seen the Celtics play close games, you know, and punch down to their opponents at times. You know, great series. Going to be a lot of fun to break down. We'll give you the schedule for it and go over some of these other MVP odds. For the record, if you're a Kyrie guy and you think Kyrie's going to go off, Kyrie is 24-1 right now, plus 2,400. This is Sports Rage. The Thursday.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. To your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the busters, and everybody else in between. The Thursday Night Throwdown, Sirius XM, Channel 159, SportsGrid Radio and Television Networks. We've got a packed house here tonight. Big Card Julio, JN Reports, will kick it with us. Our boy Brent Beard, Heisman Trophy voter, First Coast News college football analyst. A lot of college football news to get to. Countdown to kickoff is on, but the NBA Finals are now officially set, and we've got a series price. Boston Celtics minus 225, Dallas Mavericks plus 185. Let's bring in a man that's bet on the NBA 1 or 2 times before in his lifetime. The Philly Godfather steps up in it. What's going on, Philly? How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm sitting pretty. I got futures on the Mavericks at 25-1, and I also have futures on Luka, NBA Finals MVP at 20-1. So somehow we got there again, man. We're in a great position. That's what sports betting is all about, being in a good position.
That's a great point. These, you know what? People bet sports in different ways. Some people bet on players. There's prop bettors. There's the numbers guys, the DFS guys and stuff. But there's also sort of the you get these futures. It's really a stock, right? I mean, getting these great stocks, and right now you do put yourself in a good position. And from a storyline perspective and from a basketball perspective, it's a great series, right? You got Luka, you got Kyrie going back to Boston. They despise him. Can the Celtics get over the top and finally win? It's going to be fun basketball. And you could argue, like I said earlier, that the Boston Celtics are the better team on paper. They had the better record and all that. Yet, they've been knocking on a door in the past. Can they knock this door down? People are going to try to talk themselves into Dallas, that Dallas can win this series. What's your take right now? Do you think that Boston should be minus 225 favorites?
Yeah, I think so. I think the big question mark is Porzingis. Does he come back? Is he 50%? Is he 75%? Does he come back for game 1, game 2, game 3? It's a big question mark if you don't have him on the basketball court. As of right now, Jason Kidd, better coach. You got the 2 best players in the world right now. The best player on the planet, Luka. They're on Dallas. Boston has been playing down to their competition. I mean, they only put up 105 points against the Pacers last game, and the Pacers had the 24th ranked defense in the entire NBA this season. So they've had some trouble scoring. While the Mavericks, you've seen what they did to Minnesota. They had the number 1 defense in the NBA, and they scored at will. So this is a very interesting series. The 2 best closers on the court, Luka and Kyrie, by far. I think the line's right about right. And if Porzingis isn't 100%, I kind of like the Mavericks here, to be honest.
And as you say, they are a better team when Porzingis is there. I just sort of never believe in this guy. He's helped the Celtics, but he's always hurt. So, but from what I understand, he's going to be ready to go next week. Will he get hurt again? Will he last the entire series? That's another question. But let's not forget, he played for the Mavericks too. And he didn't like playing for the Mavericks. He didn't like being Luka's sidekick. He didn't feel as though he should be Luka's sidekick. And listen, Kristaps, you're good, but, everybody is going to be Luka's sidekick at this point, as great as Kyrie is even. But he's fit in with Boston more. Big dynamic there. But to me, and I brought it up earlier, Philly Godfather, these secondary role players on the Mavericks, they've never had the right combination of guys before. But these young dudes, man, they got ice in their veins, right? Lively's a rookie, man, but he brings a lot to the table. Washington's got swagger. He's confident. Like, these role guys, I think you can trust them more than past role players with the Mavericks as well. To me, that's a big key for them.
Yeah, and we're talking about Porzingis, but you're giving Luka another week of rest, and he wasn't 100% healthy. So now you got an even scarier Luka on the basketball court that no one can cover. It's a real interesting series. And, at that price, I like Dallas. I mean, if you flip a coin 100 times and you give him plus 220, you're gonna take the 220. I think it's a coin flip. I think the series is a coin flip. If the Mavs can win game 1, everything flip-flops, changes. And no matter how healthy Porzingis gets, if Dallas can win that first game of the series, you got a good shot at cashing that ticket.
I'm always a fan of the series spread bets, right? And I'm looking right now, and I'm looking for the first time at this stuff right now. So the Boston Celtics guys, minus 1.5 games in the series is minus 120. The Mavericks plus 1.5 games is also minus 120. Mavericks plus 2.5 is minus 260. A little bit pricey, but the Mavericks have a couple of wins in them here. You think we're going to go 7 games here? I'd be shocked if we don't go at least 6, but feels like this is going to be a fun 7-game series.
Absolutely. I think it goes 7. If I had a bet on it, I'd say it goes 7. Like I said, I think the series is a coin flip, and give me the plus money. And it's going to come down to the wire. And if it does come down to the wire, the Mavericks have shown, Down the stretch, they're the most dangerous team in the NBA this season. You got the two best closers on the basketball court in Kyrie and Luka. It's going to be a fun series to watch.
Here are some series correct scores for everybody. Celtics sweep plus 625. Mavericks sweep 1600. Celtics in 5 is plus 325. Mavericks in 5 is plus 1200. Celtics in 6 plus 400. Mavericks in 6 plus 600. Mavericks in 7 plus 650. Celtics in 7 plus 400. I see a bet here too, and I don't know how you feel about laying juice with this stuff. Some people are opposed to it, but I've had success with these over 5.5s. Over 5.5 games is minus 175, so we got to go to get to 6 to win the bet. And it's not bad here if you're liking Dallas, getting Dallas at plus 606 and plus 650 and 7.
I like that bet. And you got to remember, you only pay the juice when you lose. So, laying 170 over 5.5, I think you're stealing money there.
Yeah, you get 2 wins, right? Although it did not work for me. I needed 1 win from the Pacers, and I couldn't get it. I had the Pacers plus 3.5. They came close. They came close a lot, but we couldn't get it. So, we'll get into the hockey, a little baseball on the other side with the Philly Godfather. Big Card Julio's going to step up, and then we got Brett Beard joining us as well. We'll continue to get the prices that are set here as we're the NBA Finals, man. People want to go through a little bit of basketball withdrawals for the next week. Full week off, guys, for the NBA right now. Time to start paying more attention to the WNBA this week. And looked like someone wanted to take Caitlin Clark's head off tonight, actually. We'll keep you up to date with that.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. So I brought it up earlier when I introduced you, and I said, you're obviously in Philly. You know Tim Donaghy. You know a lot about how NBA officiating works. And, so the NBA Finals, how much of an impact do you think the officials will have on these NBA Finals? It's basically Scott Foster's going to do a bunch of the games, right? So What are your thoughts? What do you think about the current NBA referees right now?
Man, we always talk about the NBA lean as sports bettors, and a lot of people thought it was a myth for years. And then, I've talked to Timmy. I've known Timmy for a long time, and he told us how it works and how they come down before each and every series and tell certain referees to watch out for this guy. This guy's traveling too much. This guy's hacking too much. And they kind of lead them in a direction how they want to call the series. And it benefits some teams. And right away, Timmy told us he knew right away by the way they told him how to ref these series who was going to end up winning the series. So there's definitely an NBA lean. But you got two great teams. You got Boston. You got, the legendary player Bill Walton. He played for the Celtics. So I don't know. Conspiracy theories. There's definitely, an NBA lean, but this is going to be a great series. You got Luka. He's the best player on the planet. Why don't they push him? You can also say, you know what? You know how they, favored Jordan. They favored LeBron. Well, maybe now they're going to favor Luka in the series.
I spoke to Tim a couple of times. And I was fascinated too, and I learned a lot about just sort of how it goes. He told me just a funny story about I had him on during the playoffs once by chance. His book was out and he told me, he goes, tonight, he goes, I'll tell you, this team's going to lose tonight. And he basically I said, oh, why? And he said, oh, the ref hates the coach of this team with a passion. He goes, the coach has said some personal things that across the line to him, and he makes them pay all the time. So I'm always fascinated about that. Because people, especially in today's day and age, everybody thinks everything's fixed. It's not that easy to pull off. So everyone thinks everything's fixed all the time, right? And sometimes it's not that it's fixed, but it is true. There's going to be personal biases and little grudges. Nick Nurse is a good example in Philly. No one likes him. He bitches all the time, 24/7. Let's see, you saw, they didn't even give him a timeout. They were like, whatever. Screw you, Nick. We're not giving you the timeout. They don't like him. I saw it in Toronto, and I see it now in Philly. Sometimes it's just a personal grudge. Not everything's a conspiracy.
No, it's not. And look at the whole Chris Paul, thing that has been going on for years. But yeah, personal grudges, and there's nothing more powerful than the whistle. I tell people all the time, I'll take the whistle over Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Dr. J, Allen Iverson. Give me the whistle each and every time.
All right, so before we get you out of here, where can people find you online, and any thoughts on the baseball? Wild week in New York with the Mets, I'll tell you that. Never a dull day at City. I've been, last time you and I talked, we talked about unders. I just continue riding this wave, man. Yankee unders, Mariner unders. Unders have been a big thing in baseball right now. No one can hit, bro.
Yeah, and I just tweeted out a crazy stat by the Yankees. I'll read it off to you. The Yankees' 5 starters, Gil, Cortez, Rodon, Stroman, and Schmidt, on a Major League Baseball record 16-game stretch during which they've all thrown 5 innings or more while allowing 2 runs or less, the longest such streak since 1893. So their pitching has been lights out. And Garrett Cole, there's no rush to bring him back the way they're pitching, the Yankees. So I bet some overnights if you guys want them. I bet the under in the Royals game, under 8.5, 8, if you can find it, and the under in the Indians game for tomorrow. I bet a lot of overnights. I kind of move the market, shape the market with my totals. That's like my niche. So there are 2 of the totals that I bet for tomorrow already.
Nice. And you know what? I've been riding this Royal team this week and some unders as well. And let me ask you, too, if I've been talking a lot about that. I brought up the Yankees' run with their pitchers. And you look at the Mariners, a lot of teams are getting, great production. Is it that these pitchers are awesome? Or is it that the hitters are just so obsessed with hitting home runs only as well? The league batting average right now is 240.
Yeah.
Think in the 80s, that would get your ass cut. 240. Now you get $25 million as long as you have 25 home runs with that.
Yeah, weather dictates ball flight. So a lot of my totals are based on weather. Obviously the pitching expected runs, the umpire strike zones, the park factors, the home run index. There's a bunch of boxes that I check off before I bet these totals. But, Seattle's biggest problem has been hitting. Their pitching has been lights out, but, they've scored, 200 runs on the year, one of the lowest in the American League. So they're going to catch on fire. If you look at strength of schedule down the stretch, I know we're only 60 games in, but some of the weakest strength of schedules, Cincinnati, Seattle, Dodgers, and Houston moving forward. We might look at those teams.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. We're kicking it tonight on Sirius XM Channel 159 SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. So we went to the break there. We're just talking about some totals. Looking at the overnights right now, Pittsburgh and Toronto. Toronto starting to get it going on. They're playing the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays have their City Connect jersey out. And we'll show it to you later. It's actually pretty badass. The actual jersey is pretty cool. But Philly Godfather with us. We'll get him out of here. But Philly Godfather, you talked about the Cleveland game. Cleveland to the under, and the Kansas City Royals. Another team has been getting it done with good pitching.
Yeah, those young arms are holding up. And last time I was on the show, I told you they're a sleeper at 60-1. I think they're down to 25-1 now. So if they can hold up, I mean, they might make the playoffs, and you have an opportunity to hedge that future ticket I gave you guys.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking about the Royals the other night, too. Nobody still believes in them. It's funny. They win all the time. They're actually the most profitable team, them and the Guardians, but they're plus 110. They're plus money and stuff still. So where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Philly Godfather. The website's thephillygodfather.com. And the Royals have the third or fourth best run differential in baseball. So this team's for real.
Hey, always good breaking it down with you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight, man. There's the Philly Godfather with us. And Julio is ready to step up and in from the janitor's closet in Colorado. The professor is in the house with us. What's going on, Julio? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just making sure everything's nice and spotless and clean here in the office before I head home tonight.
I was thinking, you know what? Maybe you should have a reward for your students, actually. We'll bring your best student on as a guest appearance at the end of the year or something.
I like that idea.
It's not bad, right? You give them a little incentive to be. Give them a little incentive. I like to support the media's youth in Colorado. So Julio, the NBA Finals are set right now. We nailed it tonight. We were on the right side. Dallas Mavericks money line was plus 170. Too good to pass up. Mavericks cash. Game goes over the number. Finals are set right now. Celtics are minus 225. The Mavericks are plus 185. Who do you like in the NBA Finals?
Man, the eye it might deceive me a little bit, but a gun to the head, I'm taking Dallas. I like the way they closed out this series. I really enjoyed some of the adjustments Jason Kidd and staff have made. And I just think Luka and Kyrie are just two assassins on fire right now. So if you're telling me Boston's a $2 favorite, I'm definitely leaning towards Dallas at the moment.
It's going to be a fun series. Dallas, obviously, are more battle-tested than Boston are, I think. Boston, not take anything away from their success this year, but we all know, what happened in the playoffs. So this is the first time they're going to have to deal with multiple legitimate scorers. Yet we'll see how Kyrie handles the pressure of Boston going back. I brought it up earlier. He could get caught up in the bitterness of it, right? Like, if he starts, listening to fans and getting into it with fans and stuff like that, he could get distracted, take bad shots, sort of like a fighter. You get taken out of what you're going to do because the opponent talks so much smack. And Boston Celtic fans can be super annoying, and they're going to be super annoying. But Kyrie's a badass. The guy's got ice in his veins. I said earlier, I think this series is going 7 games. Like, this is going to be a long series.
I could see that. I was thinking 6 or 7 games, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what the prices would be for that. I honestly think Kyrie will thrive in that environment. And look, I'm loving Luka Doncic. The more and more I watch him play, the more and more I see those ISO camera shots of him swearing at fans. He's got a mean streak to him. I kind of like it. So I think Kyrie and Luka can really mend those nasty Boston waters.
Yeah, one thing with Luka, it's true. He likes talking and going back and forth with the fans. He does feed off of that. Except Boston's going to be a different breed than T-Wolf fan.
That's very true.
It's a different level in Boston.
It's Midwest nice versus the arrogant East Coasters. It's a whole different ballgame.
The T-Wolf fans, I saw them. They were all just sort of in shock, like Luka's yelling at us. Like, you know what I mean? People in Boston are going to have to be held back from yelling, running on the court. They're going to be like, what? Right? It's going to be fun though. So we got a full week off until then. I wanted to get to a couple of we got our best of X stuff, and Julio's actually in Colorado, so there's a couple of fitting things for him. If you can, Tom, can we start off with the MLS soccer kit here, the soccer uniform one? As there's all kinds of new jerseys now.
Check this out.
All right, can we get the? Here we go. Here's the new Colorado look.
Dear God. What?
Love those shorts, old school. Oh, look at this one. Look at the tops.
They need a cowboy hat.
When I first saw it, I was like, is this April Fool's? I was like, no. Like, I guess there's some, I don't know what it is. There's Colorado Caribou something. But no. No. They look like male strippers. Like, this guy looks like, you know what I mean? Like, like a bachelorette party. This is the guy to show. Look at his shorts here. Guy shows up with a soccer ball, pair of 70 shorts like this. Those shorts, though, I got to admit, those are like shorts I used to wear when I was a kid.
Yeah, they look like 70s.
They are 70s. Yeah, the old 70 shorts.
I just don't like the top. That's a ridiculous look, I must say. And I'm a big fan of, outside the box jerseys, but this is just a little too much.
Let's just be real. It's a little feminine. Like, it's like a stripper top or something even. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with the frills, like, I could live the cowboy thing or whatever, the caribou thing, the native look, whatever. I could get it, but shouldn't they be at the bottom of the shirt or something?
Yeah,
like Kyrie Irving has shoes that look like moccasins, kind of. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
He's got like their brown leather, and he's got like the same thing. He's got like the stuff hanging off him. And they're kind of, it's like, oh, yeah, you understand what he's doing. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah, it's like he's showing tribute to native here. Like, you know what I mean? This, I'm not really sure. What is it a tribute to? Caribou? I don't want to rip it too hard because I don't want to find out it's some great tradition or something, but It doesn't work, bro. And the color scheme's bad.
Yeah, again, I like the outside the box thinking, but I think they swung and missed on that one.
All right, so here's another one here. I don't know if you're going to take offense to this one, but you're not a Northwestern guy. So I think you'll think this one's funny. We have another best of X. I like the music too. Here, yeah. Do we have the music again? Yeah, let's go again. There we go. Let's see. Best of X Thursday. I think it's a Friday already. So J.J. Watt is actually turning into be a pretty good Twitter account. So here's Adam Rittenberg of ESPN. Northwestern is setting a conceptual image of its temporary Lakeside Football Stadium, which will host games in 2024 and 2025. To season ticket holders, the image shows general concepts. Looks all nice. Look, they have it on, it's on the lake. It's, beautiful. And look, they got 3 grandstands only, though. It's kind of small. J.J. Watt decided to comment on the look. Going off past attendance history, that appears to be 3 grandstands too many. No? J.J. Watt, Wisconsin Badger, in the house. An unprovoked attack on Northwestern here. I like it. I'm here for it.
I like it. Hey, anytime Wisconsin makes a trip to Evanston, it's always full of Badger fans. Any opponent, really, it's always full of the opponent's fans. Looking at those renderings, it's right off Lake Michigan. Football in November, mid-October, that's not going to be very pretty for the fans.
No. I'm one of the few people that think this is a horrible idea. Terrible.
I agree.
Why don't they play at Soldier Field? This is a bad idea. You can't play on a damn lake in Illinois, right? In the fall. Have fun with that, Pac-12 teams.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, kicking it. Big Card Julio in the house here tonight. We've had so many people here this evening. So, Julio, I know, listen, you're always betting on NCAA stuff. You bet on the congratulations to Notre Dame. They ended up winning. The Kavanaugh brothers get it done. Notre Dame Fighting Irish winning the lacrosse championship. But College Baseball World Series set to begin tomorrow. The regionals. I want to get to this, actually. And we've got some numbers for this. Let me pop this open here. Man, there's a lot of them. But it's going to be great stuff. There's going to be baseball all day long starting tomorrow, man. Friday, so like from here to eternity, pretty much. And really entertaining baseball, too. The regionals are going to be lit. I tweeted earlier today, guys, about a team, Dallas Baptist. And this is a dangerous baseball team. They already beat Arizona once this year. They're in the Tucson. I think it's Tucson. Is it Tucson? Yep. Yeah, the Tucson Regional. So it's in Arizona, but okay, still, so what? Arizona are plus 160 to win that regional. Dallas Baptist plus 150 right now, but I got a plus 180 here. Then you got West Virginia and our boys Grand Canyon. Listen, Arizona are good. We just saw them beat USC. In a walk-off in the last Pac-12 tournament here, Julio. But this Dallas Baptist team fears nobody, and I think they're going to end up it'll be Dallas versus Arizona, I think, and we're not going to get plus 180 in that game. I think it's not a bad pick, Dallas Baptist, to win the Tucson Regional.
I'm in agreement with you, Gabe, and this is what I love about this new era, this NIL era of college athletics, where a school like a Dallas Baptist or a school like North Dakota, who are dominant in hockey, if they have one or two sports where you can really take advantage of, maybe try to recruit some of the top young talent, and then again, Texas baseball, there's talent.
Yeah, Texas high school baseball's next level, bro.
Yeah, all sides of that.
Dude, think about it, Julio. Imagine being a high school baseball player in Texas, and you're on a team, and you show up, and Clayton Kershaw is the pitcher, and Matthew Stafford's the catcher. That's the type of talent that's in high school. Right. I mean, they were teammates in high school. Like Stafford was a high school catcher that could murder the ball, was a great hitter. Kershaw was a stud. You know, like I said, baseball's strange. Well, like the teams that are good and to fly under the radar and stuff, but there's been a big power shift. The SEC is freaking dominant, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Like just dominant. Like they're better at baseball than they are at football. Dude, they have 11 teams out of the 64 in the tournament. 5 of the top 6 teams that are favored to win the tournament are SEC teams, with the exception being Wake Forest.
And it wouldn't be surprised if you get at least 4 SEC teams in Omaha at the College World Series. It's quite impressive, that conference. You have those small little pockets out in the West Coast. I remember a decade ago, it used to be Cal State Fullerton. Then it was Oregon State that had a huge run. Irvine, exactly. I'm going to be very intrigued with that Tucson regional game, because I think Grand Canyon are live dogs against Arizona. I picked them on the money line plus 170 in that first game against Arizona. West Virginia is a pesky team as well. It's a lot of fun. Again, you wish these sports were marketed better, but if you've been following college baseball over the course of the year, you understand how live this tournament can be.
Well, it's been promoted quite a bit. Like college baseball's never been this at the forefront before. The popularity of the world of the College Baseball World Series, the sports books have really taken to it as well. Man, there's a lot of regionals here. There's a million of them. Like you roll through. Like, I tell you though, teams that I'm looking here. I don't have a problem with your Grand Canyon pick even. Dude, it's baseball, Julio. It's college baseball. Anything can happen. Right, so there's going to be a million live underdogs. Are going to roll through this. High Point have made it to the tournament for the first time ever. They're 35-1 to get out of their regional, but they're in there with Clemson, Vanderbilt, Coastal Carolina, and High Point. Overall, Julio, I'll ask you, who's your team? Who do you think wins the College Baseball World Series? Who do you think the champion's going to be?
I'm gonna take a flyer with an SEC school in LSU. A friend of mine out east found a 24-1 number on the Bayou Bengals. I like LSU. I think that's a tantalizing number. What I'm looking at the board right now, I mean, some spots have 16-1 on LSU. It's just those SEC schools, Gabe. Tennessee are good. Texas A&M it's just a lot of good schools, but I'm taking LSU.
I think LSU are a good pick at plus 110 to win the Chapel Hill Regional, actually. You're right. I think they're starting to get hot now, LSU. I don't want to be chalky, but it is what it is. I'm going to say that my pick to win the championship is going to be the Tennessee Volunteers. I think the Volunteers are going to win the College Baseball World Series. As far as the longer shots are concerned, I think Wake Forest, bro, at 16-1. is not a bad play. Wake Forest have a dominant pitching staff. They're looking like they're the first non-SEC team there, right? Yep. So I think Wake Forest are definitely in the mix there. All those SEC teams are really good. I don't dispute Julio with the big fat price with LSU, who are starting to get better once again as the year goes on. A little bit of a hangover from last year. But to me, I think the Volunteers, I think the SEC dominance continues. I'm going to go with the Volunteers and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Now with sports betting and the proliferation of sports betting in Nebraska, this is a tournament I'd love to attend. Having been to Omaha a few weeks back for the basketball tournament, it's right across the street. It's a beautiful stadium. You're literally a 5-minute drive away from the Iowa sports book. So if this is a tournament you want to hit up, it'd be worth your while.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be a great atmosphere there. All right, so what else do you have for us? So, Julio, what do you got for us coming to the weekend here?
We'll go on the ice. I like the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow night, plus 110 against the Dallas Stars. Let's pick up with the college baseball. I like Dallas Baptist on the run line, minus 105 against West Virginia. Texas Longhorns, money line against Louisiana Lafayette. Look, the White Sox are horrible. They're horrible. Also, over 11.5 runs. Illinois against Indiana State. Illinois have no pitching, but are comfortable with the offense. So I think we'll get a lot of runs in that game. And I like the Brewers on the run line, minus 1.5, plus 130 against the White Sox. The White Sox are one of the worst run line teams in baseball. And I like Dylan Cease, Gabe. He's over 5.5 strikeouts, under 5 twice this season. So I like Dylan Cease to get 6 strikeouts against Kansas City tomorrow.
More on the other side with Julio.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live.
All these new City Connect jerseys, and that MLS jersey was too much. For the record, they're not wearing them in a game. It was a tribute. They did a photo shoot or something.
Oh, thank God.
I thought at first it was a joke. But we're going to get up the City Connect, the Blue Jays. And we showed it to you before, but we showed you a picture of it, of a leaked one. It was from a store, something like that. And it was like, You know what I mean? It didn't look like. See, that's what it looks like here. Now we'll show you what it actually looks like on the Blue Jays and stuff. Much better. So Tommy, I just sent you the updated one because they did a big photo shoot with it today and stuff. It's actually pretty cool, and we'll show you that. All right, Julio. So what else? What else do you got for us? We went to the break there. What do you got for us?
All right, so I mentioned before the break, Dylan Cease over 5.5 strikeouts tomorrow against Kansas City. Cease with just under 5 Ks twice this season. I also like Michael Wacha over 3.5 strikeouts against the Padres. Wacha under 3 strikeouts just 3 times this season. So both pitchers doing very well with their new respective clubs. Grand Canyon plus 170 on the money line tomorrow in college baseball against Arizona. Brewers on the run line against the White Sox. And let's go on the soccer pitch, Gabe, the biggest championship taking place in England this weekend, Champions League final. I like Real Madrid to win in 90 minutes, minus 163. As a bit of a hedge, I also like a game to be decided in extra time and after penalties, both plus 700. So I like those just in case we go to extra time. Uruguay in a friendly against Costa Rica, plus 230. Just playing the price. Uruguay, the stronger side against Costa Rica. I don't think they should be plus 230 in that one. And Luis Suarez, anytime goal scorer, minus 120 against St. Louis SC, who were the darlings of MLS last year, now sitting in like second to last place in the Eastern Conference.
Julio Rosario. Great stuff, Julio. Thanks for joining us this evening. And I see Julio's got a couple of tennis picks, though, as well here. You're not even done. What else do you got?
I'm not even done. I'll leave you out with Roland Garros. Ben Shelton. It's a nice U.S.-Canadian battle. We saw what happened earlier today with Shapo and TFO. I like over 10.5 games in the first set. Shelton and Felix Unger Alassime. I always get his last name wrong. But FAA thank you. FAA and Ben Shelton over 10.5 games in the first set, plus one. I forgot it was plus value, and then over 40.5 games as well. Thank you, Tommy. Plus 170, over 40.5 games in that matchup as well. Minus 120 Shelton and FFA.
Yeah, I've been. You know what? I've been betting this, the French Open. It's good stuff, fun stuff. Still a lot of players left in this tournament as we go on. I tweeted out earlier today. They actually they're banning alcohol now for the rest of the tournament. Yeah, they're banning alcohol at the tournament for the rest of the tournament at Roland Garros now because the fans went too far. A Frenchman lost and they booed the winner off the court after, which wasn't very cool. And some players are alleging that they got spit at. And I think it was Swiatek said someone threw gum at her, right? So the French are getting a little hostile. Dude, these Olympics in France are going to be nuts, huh?
Olympic basketball is going to be crazy. I'm hoping we get a hostile Olympic basketball crowd because that's you think they're crazy in the tennis, baby.
Yeah, it won't be because it's going to be like a police state, bro. No, yeah, like. Dude, like, it's so bad that they canceled the opening ceremonies, like, pretty much. Like, they're not for the public anymore. Like, it's invite only now. Like, bro, like, you got, like, French protesters. They protest like no one protests, Julio.
That's true, yep.
In fact, I don't even want to – it's almost too graphic to say. They're going to dump in the water.
I can see.
When I say dump in the water, I mean, they're like in the canals and like for the Olympics, French protest, crap in water here. I don't even know how to search for this. When I'm like, oh dear, what the hell's wrong with you? Oh yeah, here we go. French protesters plan a poop flash mob. Like, what the hell's going on? Not to mention the terrorist threats and stuff. Like, it's gonna be a circus.
It's gonna be a show, literal.
I hear this French police clash with water reservoir protesters. Yeah, things are going well. That's all there is in France. The Olympics are there, but that basketball is going to be great. Can't wait. Thanks, Julio.
Appreciate it, Gabe. Good luck this weekend, everybody.